Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. He said, Shane, that's what's going on, my friend. The title confusing me so much, not going to lie. Yes, indeed. Generational Wealth Wednesday Crypto Edition. Yeah, had to talk about some digital assets. Appreciate you being here. 18 people on the stream. Really looking forward to hanging out with you guys tonight. Let's see here. Let's get this going. Yeah, interesting stuff, right? Interesting stuff today. I just think, you know, some significant news coming out of Celsius. You know, again, they're talking about adding more coins 2 or 3 weeks from now. We're going to talk about that because they had a list of coins that they were going to offer and they haven't yet. So yeah, we'll see about that. We've got to see the kind of direction that they're doing with these. Shout out to Bitfinex and actually offering the Celsius platform 3 of their tokens from Celsius on Bitfinex. That's a good thing. I'll talk a little bit about Twitter because I just really do believe that the news of Ripple working with the XRP Ledger Foundation and working with Energy Web to do this carbonized or decarbonized or carbonized blockchain is massive. I just think that is just massive. Yeah, bro. What's going on, bro? XRP, good to see you. Legendary, what's going on? Jay Martin's in the building. Yeah, so like the crypto, sometimes we do Generational Wealth Wednesday, the crypto edition, where we talk digital assets, but we don't talk so much the digital, the traditional space. Shout out to all the family out there on Facebook that are checking in on this from Facebook. Appreciate you guys hanging out for sure. Appreciate you being here without question. Generational Wealth Wednesday is where we generally talk traditional finance versus digital assets. We generally talk about preparing for generational wealth. We talk about wealth advisors, what that looks like to find a good wealth advisor. We talk about a conversation what you would have with a investment banker. We talk, 401ks, good, bad, and the ugly, right? We recommend great books like The Pirates of Manhattan that talk about the 401k dilemma, right? We tune into channels like Rich Dad Poor Dad and hear from him. We read great books like Strangers in Paradise from Jason Grubman. What Would the Rockefellers Do by Garrett Gunderson, right? We talk traditional stuff. And we add in some digital assets as well. We have a generational wealth formula for the channel. It is generational wealth equals digital assets, the accumulation of those assets, plus sound saving instruments like the Celsius network platform, or another sound saving instrument that we use is a dividend paying whole life insurance policy. We talk properly structured, just can't get anyone. Multiply that by a cash flow business. And, it's so funny. The word got out about Trump and the $750 in 2016 or 2017. And people were all up in arms. They were all up in arms. This dude is a billionaire, right? The IRS has 400 plus write-offs for you in a home-based business. 400 plus. Do you think a few of them might help you? Do you think a few might help? Right? Multiplied by cash flow business, right? So, yeah, that is the deal there, guys. That is the deal without question. What's going on, Living Waters? Cookie Mutt is in the building. What's good? What's good, my friend? K.H.E. Harris. Key Harris, how are you? Good to see you. Everyone's tuning in from YouTube. Siege, like your new home. Did XRP boom already? Ha, ha, ha. Indeed. Yes, I'm loving it. I am loving it. Shout out to Scott from XRP Army News Community Channel for turning me on to this particular software that I could use with my green screen. Inkpin 27 is in the building. Thanks for having. TJ Jackson, did you sneak in on me, bro? Appreciate you hanging out tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit about the digital asset space because Listen, I think it's so important. I'm gonna start the stream in terms of us, not just hanging out and getting to know each other a little bit. And man, I don't have my favorite libation. Turned out, man, I was using Binance US the other day, just getting $100 worth of stuff, and the thing was messing up and messing up and messing up. And now it looks like Prime Trust charged us 5 times what they were supposed to charge us. 5 times what they were. How did that work? Oh, look at that. It works fine. 5 times what they were supposed to charge us. Yeah. So now I got to deal with the madness that is customer service. Yep. So I got to figure out it's the best route to go through Prime Trust. If anyone's had any issues with Binance US, please let me know. Or do I go through Binance US? So I'm waiting for something to show up on my email so I can download it and send it over to the people from Binance and the people from Prime Trust. Because that wasn't supposed to happen. So we shall see how that goes. If anyone had any experience with Binance US in terms of challenges, yeah, Julian Flash, what's up, brother? $750 for the taxes. 2017, 2018. Great to see you, XRP Joe. Appreciate you being here. Harley's in the building. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Absolutely. 416 Crypto. What's up, my friend? How are you tonight? Remember these words. Living Water says, big businesses, Bitcoin will be running on the XRPL ledger. Remember these words. I have zero challenge in believing that, Living Waters. That move, I said it in my video earlier today, 2020, there's still time in 2020 for the year of the digital asset. It's still time. That, what they're doing with Ripple and the XRP Ledger Foundation is doing with Energy Web. Anyone know if Energy Web has their own digital token? I just feel like they do. I feel like there's something called EWT or something along those lines. Blockchain, making blockchains, I don't know if you want to say it, carbon friendly, I guess is a good word. Are you kidding me? What's up, Crypto Delivery? Good to see you. Yeah. Are you kidding me? What? James at the water cooler. How are you, my friend? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, everyone's great, bro. Everyone's great. Hope everyone's fine with you, my friend. Think about that. They do. So Jay Martyr says Energy Web does have their own token. Okay. I thought they did. Maybe it's EWT or something like that. That is significant news. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. XRP. I appreciate that. Siege, I forgot to congratulate you on being hosted on the XRP News community channel last week. Hats off to you, buddy. You represented our community like Trump did last night against Biden, like a boss. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, my friend. What's going on, T-Med? How are you, miss? Hi, Siege. Looking forward to the show tonight. By the way, your home decor is absolutely fabulous. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that big time. Appreciate you being here tonight as well. So I have to tell you, I'm going to start off with Darren Moore, XRP Fame 21 or XRP Darren Moore, right? Has a couple of names. Going to start out with a video that he lays out from two, and I think this is so important for tonight. Federal Reserve chairmans from the same place. I believe it was Texas. I believe one former, one current. It's a great listen to. It's a must to listen to, and I get it. I know you guys can come and hang out to hear some other people talking, but it's a good listen to. It really, really is, to just kind of let us know where we are. Some of the things on crypto Twitter I see are really disturbing. And oh, by the way, before I forget, and I'm glad I said this, I would encourage each and every one of you, especially if you have children, young children or adult children, I would encourage you to watch The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma on Netflix. I would encourage each and every one of you to watch it. We must have scrolled by that thing 5, 10 times. No, I don't think it'll be any good. It'll be any good. And then we finally checked it out the other day, like 4 days ago. Wow, you have got to watch it. You have got to see the big plan and the overwhelming influence of social media. You've got to watch it. I'm telling you guys, you have got to watch that. You really, really do. Wow. And I likened it to, my thoughts from it was, this concerted effort by those major social media platforms, the concerted effort to take our disagreements, for example, left or right, for example, red or blue, for example, Republican or Democrat, for example, to take our disagreements, turn those into dislikes, and then turn those dislikes into hatred. All for the advancement of advertising and that money trough of advertising dollars. I'm telling you, when you watch it, you got to watch it. I'm telling you, XRP Joe, bro, XRP, I'm telling you, you've got to watch it. It will explain so much. And I think of a good friend of mine, as a good friend of mine, who is the epitome of that very, very, very thing. Caught up and has zero clue of what's being done to him. When you see it in the eye, open the awakening that you will have. I've always said on this channel, I always talk about the enemy, right? I'm a God-fearing guy, and I talk about the enemy. A lot of people say it's Satan or devil, right? But I talk about the enemy. And a lot of times with the enemy, right? Greatest trick he ever tried to do was to get you and I to believe he never existed. But I believe one of the biggest things, agendas of the enemy is to get you and I to war with one another. Not to love one another, but to war with one another. And social media has, they've taken the bait all in the name of the money trough that is advertising. I'm telling you, when you guys watch it, it'll make you think. It'll change your thinking on a lot of stuff. It'll let you know what really is going on. Bro, XRP says, I'm looking for The Social Dilemma now on Netflix. Yep, it's on Netflix, bro. Friend at work showed me both of them on stage. What's that, James, at the water cooler? Oh, Siege, what is going on with Ripple and Apple join? What? James at the water cooler says, Siege, what is going on with Ripple and Apple joining, hooking up, calling it what? Rapple? I haven't heard of such a thing. Please fill us in, James at the water cooler. It is globalist. Listen, and then check out my dude George Gammon on YouTube, and he spells out mass. What is it? Not mass media, mainstream media, and what's going on with them that a lot of people don't know. These CNBCs and CNNs and all those that are owned by companies that are creating news instead of reporting it. I'm telling you, between those two things, wow. I was like, yeah, I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt. I am not going to get caught up. I am not going to get caught up in that trap of wanting me because we have a disagreement, to change that disagreement and amp it up to change that, the disagreement and amp it up to a dislike for one another. And then to amp that dislike up to a hatred for one another, which could ultimately lead what a lot of people are saying is civil war. In social media, those social media platforms, in the guise of a money trough for advertising, I fall for it. I'm telling you, it's gonna. Oh, that was a joke. Oh, okay. Got it. So that was a joke. Okay, cool. I didn't know that was a thing. It's an XRP. It's an XRP standard or XRP production spoof. Got it. Yeah, I tell you what, T-Med, have some people watch the Social Dilemma. I'm telling, and this is not a documentary by a dude who knows how to put something in production and is kind of tilting it to his point of view. No. This is from the people who created and implemented the platforms and got up in the morning every single day to make those platforms better at doing what I just explained to you: disagreement, dislike, hatred. I'm telling you, you got to check it out. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. M1 Temujin, how are you, my friend? How are you, M1? Good to see you. Michael O2 is in the building. Expect the unexpected, indeed. XRP Joe, that's without question, brother. I'm telling you, that XRPL Foundation it's a game changer. It's a game changer, and expect more things like this new I don't know, a partnership, if you will, with Energy Web. Expect more things like that, because again, like I said on the video earlier today, someone is going to sing the praises and shout from the rooftops about Ripple, XRP, the XRP Ledger, the XRP Foundation. They're just out there checking boxes. Ripple is spraying all that. That's all checking boxes so that they can usher up to the front of the room and shout from the rooftops, sing the praises. and now you got this whole decarbonizing. I don't even know carbon friendly blockchains, making these blockchains carbon friendly, and Ripple and the XRPL Ledger Foundation is taking the lead on that. For me, it's checkmate. Because private public partnerships, it will be the MO. The WF is not creating a thing. The UN is not creating a thing. The IMF is not creating a thing. The G7 certainly is not going to create a thing. They got to pick up something. They got to usher in something. They're not creating the technology, right? So that thing is absolutely massive. But now that we're 20 minutes in and I said hello to the fam, we're going to go. Yeah, do me a favor and smash the likes if you haven't done so already, guys. 55 people in the stream. Let's make sure we have 55 likes. YouTube loves it. I certainly love it. I definitely appreciate that. Oh, that was a parody of the Rapple thing. That's a joke. Thank you. The BBC, follow the money. Yeah, indeed. So let's check this little thing out from XRP Darren Moore. I got this in his because I'm part of his Patreon, and I know he's already put it out on YouTube. I used to kind of share his stuff from the Patreon, but I think he's kind of wanting me not share it, let him get it out on YouTube, and then, you know, share it type deal. So, and I'm cool with that. So let's go over and cover this, because I'm telling you, this is some interesting stuff. These are people of the heads of the Federal Reserve, current head of the Federal Reserve in a particular state and former, same position. Let's check this out. Let's see if we can find this. There it is. Let's do this. Exit plan, how the Fed is going to handle the debt bubble. Kaplan states that crypto is coming. Okay, let's check this out. Shout out to Fame24. I am a proud member of that Patreon.
This monster of land, this mightiest of nations, this spawn of the future, turns out to be the macrocosm of microcosm me, John Steinbeck. The elites are planning something big and ugly. Keep yourself aware and your friends aware. Please like and subscribe. Share these videos.
That's the stuff that was off budget, by the way. Now we have the on budget stuff that is just running out of control.
And so this is Richard Fisher, the former head of this particular federal bank.
And again, this goes back to the point I made. I think the Fed has to be very careful of not being perceived, and it's at risk of being perceived, as monetizing all that debt. Because the inevitable fear is, and we don't see it right now, but every country that's done that has been brought down by hyperinflation and economic mismanagement. So we don't want to have an acquiescent central bank. And the answer is some of these folks in Washington, in the Senate and the House, just got to pull up their pants and be big kids about this and figure out a way to cover those costs. And of course, there is a division in ideology. One way to cover it is to raise taxes. The other is to say, well, if we don't raise taxes, we'll have more economic activity and there the tax flows will come. Those are the two arguments that you're seeing. But these numbers are getting to be enormously large. And in a way, we're taking advantage of the fact that there's no substitute for the dollar bond market.
This is an interview with Richard Fisher, former president and CEO of the Federal Reserve of Dallas, and the current CEO and president, Robert Stephen Kaplan. They're clearly concerned about the debt. They work for the Fed, and they're worried. If they're concerned, so should we.
The only other deep pool is the euro market. And there's still little bitty doubts as to whether the European experiment really will obtain long term. But where else are you going to go? So we take advantage of it. As long as we have the capacity to take advantage, I believe our political authorities, fiscal authorities, should be addressing the root problem. You're not going to see it in an election year. And I hope at some point we get sensible leadership that will realize we're wasting away a very precious franchise. And if we depend on the central bank to deal with it, I think in the end we destroy the confidence that the world has in the Federal Reserve and our central bank.
Fisher is saying that the politicians need to stop spending. He's saying that it's not going to happen in this election year. There is no substitute for the dollar bond market. The only other option is the euro market. Recently, Lagarde has been speaking about the digital euro. You're watching the reset unfold. The pieces are being positioned.
So, Richard, you'll find interesting on an apples-to-apples basis, that 35 that Pete Peterson mentioned was approximately 45 5 years ago when I started in this job, and today it's approaching 60 trillion.
Yeah.
And your larger number would have grown proportionally. So we don't think this is sustainable. And to your point, we're relying way too heavily on the dollar remaining the world's reserve currency. And God forbid, if that ever changes, we're going to have really our hands full with paying more for our debt. And it's something we should be working hard to protect because it's so valuable, as you described. But I think we maybe rely too heavily on it.
Yeah.
These are Fed CEOs speaking. They're saying this is not sustainable. This is not going to keep working. There is an end, and it is near. We are going to lose the reserve currency status. Part of the plan, perhaps, but Americans will have a very different life after this happens. Prepare, my fellow Americans.
You mentioned the upcoming conflict is a digital conflict. I assume this is a reference to China. What is your perspective on central bank issued digital currency? And how important is this going to be going forward?
Study his reaction. They want him to talk about something that makes him very uncomfortable. That is why he laughed and scratched his head.
And how important is this going to be going forward? And how well placed is the United States or the Fed for this transition, especially given what the People's Bank of China is already doing in this space?
Again, Rob, you should probably give a little update on that. I'm happy to add my commentary.
Translation. You speak first and I will follow your lead. This is dangerous territory and I don't want to slip. I will add commentary after you talk because you're the current CEO of the Dallas.
Listen to this stuff, guys. Listen to this.
More up to date on what we can and can't talk about.
Well, we're looking at it. It's coming, and I think the Fed needs to do its work, and we need to be ahead of the curve because whether we like it or not,
it's coming.
It's coming, and
you can't stop things like crypto.
And this is a potential threat again to the dollar as the world's reserve currency.
Let's review. Kaplan before was saying that the debt was a threat to the reserve currency. Now he's saying that also central bank digital currency is a threat to the dollar. Could central bank digital currency be the exit plan to the debt?
So I think these trends are going to emerge. These trends which we can foresee and other technology-enabled trends that we can't even imagine right now, those things are coming, and we need to be working on this at the Fed to make sure we're ready and adapting to it.
Crypto central bank digital currency technology is coming. It's a waiting game, but the more they spend, the closer we are.
I think you have to differentiate between blockchain technology and cyber currency. And the key is to master blockchain. That it allows you to direct credit even if you wanted to, more specifics, and to make for a more effective monetary policy. And the Bank of England has done a great deal of work on this front.
The Bank of England is also a RippleNet partner. They also tested interledger protocol.
But it is an enormous disruptor.
This fundamental change is going to flip the system upside down. This is why they need to do things while they are in a crisis. While in a crisis, they can switch whatever they need to, and it's justified to prevent the crisis.
And what we've seen so far in the digital currency world is a lot of fraud and a lot of breaking into the system and disappearing money.
This is why it's not okay for citizens to use crypto. Keep your money in the system because your crypto can get stolen. It's only going to be for the banks in the back end. In case you couldn't tell from my monotone voice, I was being sarcastic.
At the Fed, we're always trying to figure out a more efficient payment system. And when I had the pleasure of having your job, we had to, for example, close down all the checking. Remember, Mark? We had to lay off people because no one wanted to use checks anymore. We were the last 3 check problems.
Okay, I'm not going to go over too much more of that, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. Think about the position that these guys hold and have held, and see the concern. See the concern in their eyes and in their voices. Hear the concern in their voices. It is challenging. It truly, truly is. And you're right, Harley Hodler. The foundation is checkmate. I truly, truly believe that, because the company Ripple is going to walk away from things, right? Keep putting that blockchain infrastructure in. They're going to do their IPO. Of course, they're going to fund money over to the foundation. The Ledger is going to get the Ledger Foundation is going to get a governance behind it, and I think there's going to be some significant people. I really, really believe, former WF current, former IMF current, UN, World Bank current or former. I believe some of those people will be part of that governance. And it looks like to me that it's heading towards that deemed a public good, that XRP ledger that has a decentralized exchange on there. Tens of millions of transactions taking place, not a single, not a one, not a half of one, not a quarter, 1/10 of one error in transaction, not a single one, not a single one. Now you're talking about making it even more carbon friendly and helping other blockchains to do the same. By 2030, they're going to get it done with the ledger 20 years ahead of any major entity that's looking to do it. Checkmate is right. But these people from the Federal Reserve, can you not sense the concern in their voices? They are absolutely concerned. And it's not just about the status as the dollar is the world reserve currency. They know what it'll mean if that doesn't happen. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that that's going to happen or not going to happen. They understand what will happen if the dollar is out. But what's the plan? Ultimately, what is their plan? Ultimately, what is their plan? All I know is the new executive order, which is titled The New Financial System, happens to highlight and mention Ripple in it. So does something from the WEF, right? The Policy Toolmaker Kit. I was surprised. I did that a little bit on that video about, the XRP being, retail people not allowed to hold it. Interesting conversations. What's up, Danny Loft? Good to see you tonight, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. Haven't heard from you in a minute, brother. How are you? Governments don't create, they adopt always. That's exactly right. Thank you, 416 Crypto. Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That's the very truth. It is the truth. Without question, they don't create. Governments adopt. The powers that be don't create, they adopt. So it's just a matter of time. But I got to tell you, Danny Loft, listening to those, the CEO of the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas and the former, they seemed very concerned. M. Grimes, what's up, brother? Great to hear all the good news, Siege. Thank you, M. Grimes. Good to see you tonight, my friend. Sell is going off, says TD73. Is that right? I got to tell you, that was some great news coming out of Celsius. Now, I didn't hear Alex say it, but I did see an interesting tweet. We're going to cover that. Kind of the Bitfinex, the exchange Bitfinex is going to offer 3. So what is it? Celsius has about 25 tokens that they provide interest on, about 25, maybe 35, somewhere around there, 25, I think. Bitfinex is going to allow 3 of them. So, when Celsius does partnerships and stuff, right? A lot of the times the partner is tying into, so in other words, if it's ABC Company tying into Celsius, ABC Company will provide its members, and I just saw something with but anyway, its members the same thing that Celsius offers, but it's through Celsius, if you understand what I mean. So, right? So they'll say, yeah, we're giving you 6% on your BTC, and we're in the electronics business, right? It's because they came to an agreement with Celsius to provide those people access to the platform. And they just hooked up with Bitfinex. And in case you don't know it, TD73, Celsius is not in the business of paying to get listed on exchanges. They say, yeah, no. We're doing you. You should be paying us for bringing our customers to your exchange, not us paying you. So they don't do it. So whatever arrangement they made with Bitfinex is doing it with 3 of his assets, 3, and I'll share that. So yeah, man, Cell is kind of doing his thing. I know it touched the dial. I don't know where it is currently, but you're right, TD73. You are right about that. Cell token, you think about the flywheel that's going on with Cell, it's massive. What's good, Siege? How you doing, DC Precise? Good to see you. Oh, how about that? Another blessed day to make a difference. That is right, Crypto Kahuna. Absolutely. Appreciate you hanging out tonight. This is Bless Cruz. How are you tonight? I think it's going to make a lot of them. They don't just have they don't have the real use case. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. Working until I die, remodeling and repair. I'm better late than never. That's right, my friend. So let's see what we want to share here with you guys also. Oh, this is this tweet here is really, let's see here. What's her name? Stephanie Starr on Twitter. She says, do you all not realize how big this is? XRP Ledger Foundation has an open source app called EW0 that makes it easy for individuals, businesses, and entire blockchain ecosystems can use. It uses energy attribute certificates for renewable energy sources to decarbonize electricity. Now, I've heard of Energy Web. I've absolutely heard of it, but she is spot on about that. I haven't looked more into it other than that announcement what the foundation is doing. But yes, indeed. All of my devices are frozen, can't chat. Oh no. Mr. XRP All In, how are you, my friend? Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you hanging out. Do me a favor and hit the like if you haven't done so already. Charles Diaz, how are you, my friend? I don't know what that Spark token will be like. Good to see you in the stream, how much it'll be worth, rather. Lofty Eagle 7, what's going on, my friend? What's up, Crypto Seeds? It's great to hang out with y'all. Yeah, great to hang out with you as well, my friend. Let's see what else we got going on here that I wanted to share. Grayscale. Grayscale on Twitter. You know your 1, 2, 3s, but are you ready to learn about XRPs? Grayscale just tweeted that a few hours ago. With the Grayscale XRP Trust, you can gain exposure to this asset through a traditional investment vehicle. That is fun. Neat. Shout out to Grayscale. Hey, Paul Douglas, how are you, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you hanging out tonight, my friend. Let's see what else we got. Twitter, what is this? Ripple Partners, MoneyGram, and Financial expand big new collaborations. Yeah, but they're not working together. They just are expanding. And that is really, really cool to see. Yeah, there it is. Let me share this because I just think this is important. All right. What is her name? Leah Jones. Let me share this with you guys. Again, this is Generational Wealth Wednesday. I think this is important to understand what's going on with the flywheel. We talk about the flywheel, what that behemoth that is Ripple. Let me share this as well because those guys from Celsius have a flywheel as well. Leah Jones, October 2018, I came to Alex Mashinsky with an idea. Let's create an API to provide the best platforms the ability to offer Celsius products. He told me to run with it. Today, we announced that Bitfinex will be going live October the 15th. Are you part of that flywheel is my question. Are you part of that flywheel? Let me share the news from Bitfinex, from Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph, where are you, Cointelegraph? There it is. Bitfinex will offer 6.2% interest on 3 popular coins in exchange will offer 6.2% interest on 3 popular coins. Cointelegraph has learned, it says update, Cointelegraph has learned that this product has been delayed until October the 15th, 2020. Crypto exchange Bitfinex is now offering a way for hodlers of 3 different cryptocurrencies to earn up to 6.2% in annual interest. According to a September 30th announcement, I watched the new AMA today. I didn't hear that announcement. But anyway, Bitcoin, Ether, BTC and Ether holders are now eligible to earn 6.2% APY through a partnership with Celsius Network, while XRP hodlers can earn up to 4.9% APY. The lending platform, which currently has more than 1 billion in coins from roughly 150,000 users, it's actually almost 175,000 users, said it would allow interest on the token. Wait a minute. They're talking about Bitfinex, so never mind. No, Bitfinex only has, no, it says the lending platform. Yeah, 170, so would allow interest on the tokens to be accrued daily with rewards paid in weekly intervals. Yep. So they're talking about Celsius. Celsius has 170, almost 175,000 users now. We expect this offering to appeal to customers that have bought Bitcoin as a long-term store of value and who also want to earn on their assets while they hold, said Bitfinex Chief Technology Officer Paolo Ordino. It might be Ordino. Interesting. This is interesting stuff. Bitfinex, an exchange. Yep. Hey, and they're doing their thing. That once they get that up and running and the partnership is established, they don't have to mention anything about Celsius anymore. They just say that they're offering this 6.2%, right? That's bringing in a ton of new users. I don't know how many users there are on Bitfinex, but they're going to get themselves some new users once they start promoting that. That is some really outstanding news. Shout out to Alex Mashinsky. Bro XRP says Siege 123 equals October, November, December 2020. How about that? I hope you're right. That makes sense. October, November, December, huh? This bull run will make us millionaires. The next bull run will make us billionaires. Huh. That's right, Lucky Lloyd. You know, I like that because, you know, so important to understand that the last bull run is not going to be, you know, your last one, obviously, because we're getting ready to approach upon one. But this one coming up is not going to be our last as well, right? It's not going to be our last as well. So you were right about that. You were 10,000% right about that. So what do I have here? Presentation. I was going to cover that, but I'm not going to cover that. That Swift news is outstanding. I went through a little bit of this article from Ripple on this climate change, and I'm going to go through some more of it as well. But I wanted to share the thing from Darren Moore because I think, you know, for us to be prepared for generational wealth, we got to be, you know, 1, 2, and 3 steps ahead of the game. What's going on, XRP Lava? And when we got that word from last night from the from a fan of the channel about what could possibly happen in October, November with the price of XRP, we have to be prepared, right? We have to be prepared. I'm really, really excited about our sound saving instruments, right? The dividend paying whole life insurance. Really excited about getting that in place. The Celsius platform, take advantage of that. Celsius in 3 years has created 23 millionaires. $23 millionaires from simply acquiring assets, deposited on Celsius and earning yield. 23 millionaires. And he defines that as living off the interest of your assets. And so 23 millionaires. And in fact, he's going to get them to start sharing their story, and how much they deposited, how long did it take them to become a quote unquote millionaire. I don't know if that means $1 million in assets on the platform or what that looks like, but in 3 years, in 3 years, 23 of them. Me and Miss Crypto Seeds were talking about this the other day, talking about this last night. The move until this market, the lawmakers are coming, by the way. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys get the word? That bill passed? Is it passed in the House and now it's on to the Senate? Let's see if I might have that up still. I do. The Digital Taxonomy Act and Blockchain Innovation Act will roll into a third bill, the Consumer Safety Technology Act. That bill was approved by the House of Representatives today, which for me, it means, right? Like, I said this earlier in the video. Look, the bad guys, right? I joke around and call them the bad guys, these smart hackers, right? Out there in the world. They knew from when I got into space in 2016, they knew however long they've been in the space, whether they got in 15, 14, 13, or 2012, who knows? They knew that they had a window of opportunity. They had a window of opportunity that they can get in there and kind of go through some stuff without the strong arm of the law coming after them. They knew it, especially in the US. They knew they had this window of opportunity to do their thing, right? Didn't something just happen? Something just happened to exchange 23 million XRP or something. Something just happened, right? They managed to freeze a bunch of it, but it did just happen. They knew there was this window of opportunity, and now that window of opportunity has significantly closed. Because in that bill, boy, they are talking about coming and getting those. They're talking about big time. They said in that article, they're going to be putting their resource. Listen, when they put their mind together, put their resources together to thwart the theft of your assets and my assets, when the U.S. puts that in a bill, that means, as we like to say, they ain't playing. They ain't playing. So that window is just shrunk. Because who's going to take a chance? Once they get that blessing, and I don't know, maybe even some new executive order from the current administration as well. Once that happens, that's it. They will not rest until they catch you. They will come for you. That window of opportunity, yeah, not so big anymore. That's what that bill is. That's what that Consumer Safety Technology Act is about. In addition to that, it is about the innovation, allowing for innovation. It's great news, guys. That is great, 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 great news. I got to tell you, in fact, let me share a little bit of that article. I don't know what that is there. Let's see if I can find it. Jason Carter. That's exactly right, bro. Playtime is over. That is exactly right, brother. Appreciate you hanging out tonight, man. Let's see if I can find. There it is, right there. This is from decrypt.co. U.S. lawmakers just passed a crypto bill. Here's what's in it. In brief, the Digital Taxonomy Act and Blockchain Innovation Act were rolled into a third bill, the Consumer Safety Technology Act. I have to call my son back. That bill was approved by the House of Representatives today. The bill focuses on consumer protection, both in protecting the public against token scams and harnessing blockchain to stop fraud. Harnessing blockchain to stop the fraud. Not too long ago, blockchain was the fraud. Now They understand the power behind it and how it can be used. They understand that it's about exposing, right? Exposing the legacy systems and infrastructure. Working on the inside, like I said in my videos, is an inside job. That's why Ripple is a blockchain infrastructure company. It's an inside job. The Digital Taxonomy Act and Blockchain Innovation Act, both introduced by Representative Darren Soto, have been approved by voice vote in the House of Representatives. The acts were rolled up into the Consumer Safety Technology Act, a bill directing the Consumer Product Safety Commission to explore applications for AI earlier this month. If passed, the bill will take steps towards protecting the public against scammy projects while using blockchain to fight fraud. The Digital Taxonomy Act directs the Federal Trade Commission, a consumer protection agency, to, listen to this, to train up staff and allocate resources to identify and guard against deceptive acts or practices involving digital tokens. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. I'm telling you, this is some good stuff. The act frames digital tokens and blockchains as important, digital tokens and blockchain as important for American innovation. And it asks the FTC for recommendations to ensure the United States remain competitive while limiting abuse. That, my friends, yeah, not so cool. What's going on with H-Bar, Harley Harler? Are they a proof? I thought they were like a next generation thing. What's going on? Why would you suggest that they are dead? I totally get, they're next generation, right? Is it a proof of work as well? What's going on, GDLT? Good to see you. Guys, make sure you check out XRP Joe's channel. Check out GDLT. Those dudes are doing it on YouTube. Make sure you check them guys out without question. Make sure you go over there and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because they are doing their thing. What's up with that, Harley Harler? So, guys, listen to me. Just like Jason said, that playtime is over. That is on decrypt.co for sale. That is, it's over. That window is just shrunk. It's just about closed. It is just about closed. Just about closed. I have to tell you, that is really, 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 really interesting. It passed the House, looks very favorable. Very, very favorable for getting through the Senate. Interesting that this is coming about October and November. It really, really, really is. So definitely, guys, keep your XRP radar antennas up. You're welcome for sale. You are absolutely welcome. TJ Jackson, be safe, my friend. Be safe. We'll catch you on the next stream, brother. So, guys, keep your XRP radar antennas up because things are happening. They really, really are happening. They really, really, really are happening. I gotta tell you, that is exciting. So you throw in what's going on in Congress, you throw in what's going on with this foundation and what Ripple is doing, clearly strategic moves to separate themselves from XRP. Right, the XRP, they've said it over and over and again that the ledger and XRP would continue to go on and move on without them. And now they're proving it. This foundation is going to be massive. It's going to be huge, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing what governance is going to look like without question. I think it's going to be outstanding. I really do. think it's genius in motion. Great River IT, I do not. I have no idea when it goes up for the Senate vote, but I'm sure someone knows. I'm sure someone knows, guys. So I hope you're excited. Again, I hope you are encouraged. Listen, you know, if the CEOs of Federal Reserve banks, Dallas or others are concerned about what's going on in the traditional space, right? In the traditional space. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Definitely, please go check out that movie. It is titled The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It's a game changer. It will change your thinking about social media in a big time way. And for me, I think it really truly lays out the game plan, if you will. Siege, what was the price prediction last night? Spanish Cobra, how are you, my friend? That wasn't a price prediction. That was a scenario in which I talked about on the channel before Spanish Cobra, where I said that what if one day they say retail investors are no longer allowed to hold XRP. It was never meant for the retail space. We will give you $2,000 per XRP, but you got to turn it in 60 days. That was my little scenario. Very much like what happened with gold back in the 1930s. Someone said it was 1933. What would you do? It's not that unlike 1933, where some people said, yeah, I don't think so. I'm just going to bury my gold somewhere. You can't do that with XRP. Every wallet is known. And if you don't turn it in by that 60 days, they just kind of turn off that wallet. So that was kind of what I laid out there, Spanish Cobra. You know, that's just kind of what I laid out. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out. Calculine, thanks for hanging. Sean Greenby, appreciate you hanging out as well. Phil, P Phil 56. Thanks for the content, bro. Doing some work around the house right now. Well, listen, I appreciate you hanging out, my friend. You're going to have to catch the replay because I'm about to get off here, but I appreciate you guys hanging out so much. Jason Carter, thank you. And Spanish Cobra, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend, and supporting the channel. I appreciate that big time. This is, I tell you, it's a great time to be in the digital asset space. It really, truly is. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all of my streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.